friends, MD Vegan. I have a breakfast now, could be called oatmeal, but my oat is fresh and just the whole corn, the whole seed or grain, what do you call it? Yeah, they call it oat groats. Yeah. And there's one important thing you have to remark when you do this. Otherwise, you could make press them into, roll them, the oats, into these rolled oats. That is a thing you have to have a machine for. I have that machine now, but I will blend it in water and some nuts, some kind of nut milk with dates. I'll show you in a moment. But if you do this to these fresh oats, you have to really make sure that it is really fresh. After 2 weeks, the shelf life also begins to turn bitter. So if you have a fresh oat at home, you should better put it in the refrigerator to store it, because oats contain as a grain a lot of water, and this water accelerates the turning into something bitter. Yeah? So it goes to waste faster if there's water. That's why people dry food. And your dried food doesn't waste because the water is responsible for all these oxidation processes. Turns bad to your water. So out of the water, and oats has a lot of water, so it turns bad faster. And then you notice that when the oats turns bitter, if you have it rolled in oats, then you don't have that effect because the water is out already. Usually you're in the bowl and you buy rolled oats. There has been heated, steamed, and then you press it, they roll it, and then it is more durable. And with the fresh oats, it's different, of course. So I put the oats into a blender together with dates and Brazil nuts. This is a combination I would prefer now. The dates and the Brazil nuts together. In another recipe, I used macadamia nuts and raisins. This is a different combination because to me, just subjectively, I feel dates is better with the Brazil nuts, whereas the raisins were better, seemed better with macadamia. Just the flavor. They have different flavors, all the nuts and seeds and the fruit, so I always make combination. My food combination is more about flavor and texture. Healthy, all of them are healthy. They can combine almost anything if you are healthy yourself. There's no problem in general, but if you have a little bit of a digestive problem, then you begin to combine different fruits and eat monomeals and these kind of things, a lighter food. All nice, all fine, but in general we can add everything together. The only thing that I'm interested in usually is a combination of textures and flavors. That's what counts, and that's also related more to the nutrients. The nutrients comes from the flavor, of course, and the textures too. That's why I'm interested in nutrients, energy, of course, right? Okay, now I put the water in, and I use a little bit more water because the nuts and the dates and the oats, they all take a lot of water when they are blended, and I want to have not too thick an oatmeal. It should be a little bit runny, a little bit lighter, because there's a lot of energy in there. And the oats alone is high in protein. Low in fat, high in protein. Then the Brazil nuts are high in fat again, and many minerals and vitamins altogether. The dates have a lot of sugar, so it's a wonderful combination, wonderful cocktail for a nice, vigorizing, strengthening, energizing breakfast. Now I'm curious how this would taste like. What it would taste like. It's pretty runny. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine with me. More like a soup. But what I'm interested in more is now, is it bitter? Because the oats has too long of a shelf life, it turns into bitter, as I explained recently before, just before. Let's see. Wonderful. Wonderful. Amazing. So, I'll show you in a moment what it's like. First, now I show me the use of the fruit salad. I combine now. And I would just, very simple today, I use grapes and bananas. I was sitting there in my kitchen or standing there and wondering what could I use together with the oats, with the oatmeal. Yeah, and immediately the grapes were there and the bananas, and I knew immediately, wow, this is the perfect combination for today. The grapes are in season now. We had a tough summer in Germany. It's still going on, about the same quantities of raisins, grapes and bananas. We have a tough summer. There's a lot of heat, little rain only in Germany. That means most of the parts, especially in the north, I'm living in the north too, the farmers are complaining that they lose their harvest up to 100%. Average is 25% they lose compared to the last year. So they're very sad, the farmers, and the government has to spend a lot of money now to help them out because they are going bankrupt otherwise. They can't keep up their businesses. And the first time now in Germany now, I mean, I'm so very surprised that my American friends also wonder what is happening in Germany. Why are not talking about climate change? And yeah, the last years in Germany, I thought about it, was all about business and economy and immigrant politics. Very tough discussions in the public, very hard. The people turned away from politics as though they were interested, but they didn't like the style. The politicians were quarreling about it and omitting the most important subject, the climate change, of course, and the animal rights and these kind of things are all connected. They didn't even discuss it. So in Germany, Germany fell back in the climate development, ecology worldwide. They were leading 10 years ago, and now they are back. They're low, very low in the petitions. But now they wake up because the people in Germany are concerned. Now the state has a lot of money, more than 30 years ago. They have really a lot of money. They make a lot of money. People pay a lot of taxes, huge business in Germany. They took care for it, but now the people are concerned about the climate. As the forests are burning right now, a new forest has been burning for all the night, 30 kilometers from Berlin away. I smelled it in my room when I opened the window, really tough. And my friends in America sending emails saying, "What's happening in Germany? I heard about rain. Are you safe?" And so, yeah, it's really tough now here. People are evacuated from the villages. Something we know from California always to happen every year, and now it's happening in Germany too. People are really concerned, and they're addressing that in the public. And we have discussions now on the TV and the main talk shows about climate change and what the government could do, what they did not do all these years. So something is moving now, very good. But above all the bad stories from the harvest, the loss, and so one good thing is there. We had a hot summer, and that's very good for the fruit harvest. We have never had a fruit harvest like this. I mean, not never, but we have a very good. So we have berries, we have cherries, we have grapes in high quality. That's very good. I didn't know that either. Most of the veggies and also the cereals, they are in a bad situation, but the fruit, for the fruitarian, it's high time. So I just want to explain it. I mean, it's an important subject, and I guess it's important to spend some words on that too, because it all affects us. Yeah, that's in the end, finally, also a reason for us all to go vegan. So here is my oatmeal together with the fruit salad. You see, it's pretty runny. I like this because it's a light way of eating to make it runny. Because these ingredients, high protein. In the corn, in the oats, and all these things are so high in energy, so dense, nutrient dense, that it is easier and nicer to have a little bit lighter with more water. I love this breakfast already. I'm so glad that my oats has not turned bitter yet. I will put them into the refrigerator right now and make sure it keeps a little bit longer. And if you have larger amounts of oats, I have just 200 grams or so. I can eat that soon, easily. But if I have larger amounts, I would even freeze it. Yeah, when you freeze it, it keeps for longer. it's better because really it turns bad pretty quickly. It's one of the most sensitive cereals we have, and oats is so healthy. It's recommended for daily use because it's high in energy, and even the animals, the horses, they love their oats in the springtime. Have you seen a young horse, a young wild horse, when they get fed the oats to begin the spring season, when they get out of the winter, when they get out of the boxes? I've seen it once. You can't believe they have their oats and they run up the mountains, the hill like this. It's almost vertical. They run up and turn on one hoof, on one foot, and run down again. They have so much power, and they have this oats. They enjoy this oats, and they get really energized by that. And it's a good food for us too. I greatly enjoy my oats. And if you want to cook it, that's no problem. Even sometimes some people even say it's better to cook it. Well, I like your raw food. It's very nice and easy. And well, sometimes I also have a hot oatmeal, no problem. But this is my breakfast for now. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all your questions, suggestions, and ideas. Contact me if you like. Subscribe if you want. MD Vegan on YouTube to have another recipe every single day. And we can also talk and chat and find each other on Facebook. MD Vegan everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter. So, see you soon.